Okay everyone, welcome back. So today we have another fantastic quest, but before we do that, let me just quickly update you on what happened in between recordings. In here we have both Solgaleo and Lunala evolved now. It's very easy. Just evolve Solgaleo during daytime with a few XP candies, and you'll be able to get it. You just use it on Cosmog. And then Lunala, you can change the time or just wait until night. And that's what I did. So now I have these two. Their movesets aren't that great. You would need to do a little bit more training on your end to get them ready for battle. But that's that. And then today I already have my team assembled like usual. So here is my team setup. Carbink, because Trick Room, Ampharos, also Trick Room. Its moveset, in case you don't remember. Excuse me, just rubbing my eye. Volt Switch, Dragon Pulse, Thunderbolt, and Focus Blast. So, one thing I realized that Ampharos does not have the best coverage, which is why I think I don't really use it that much. I also technically recommend Discharge for this next part, but Thunderbolt is good enough. Otherwise, that's about it. Focus Blast will have its use, particularly for our second battle. Togekiss, same as always. We have Drampa. I'm having it hold an Expert Belt, and instead of Flamethrower, I have Ice Beam. Just for more coverage, and Expert Belt, boost. And then for ability, I have it with Cloud 9. I'm not sure how useful this will actually be, but for this upcoming battle, it may or may not be marginally useful. Alright. Then we have Blaziken and Lucario, the same as always. I have the Mega Stone on both Ampharos and Lucario. Honestly, Lucario, I could honestly give it something else. I'd probably give it a Life Orb, honestly. Yeah, let's just give it a Life Orb. It won't be useful for this first battle, but it'll be useful for the second one. Which I will switch around the Mega Stones or whatever. Alright, with that, we're about good to go. Let me just make sure I got Pokeballs. Okay, yep. Alright, good. Alright, save, and then just head over to the right side of the nightclub. For this next bit, we want to talk to our gang leader here on the right. Alright, so with that, we're told to head back to Suglin Cave, which is quite a ways away. So, similar to last time, we will be using the train to get over there very quickly, so head over to Peridot and just make our way down. Okay. Oh. Let me switch up my team, actually. I want Drampa to be not in first spot. Just swap these two. There we go. Alright. Okay. Interact with this terminal to get a ticket to the desert. Make our way over there. Alright, we're gonna speed it up because this animation takes forever. Alright, here we find ourselves in the desert. So if you can't remember, Suglin Desert is on the right, so we're just gonna hug the right side of the desert. I have my rainbow scent on, so I don't have to worry about Pokemon. Then by hugging the right side, we will eventually hit a wall somewhere, and then we just follow that wall up. It won't be here, it will be still a ways away, but just by following the wall, we will eventually reach the cave. I believe we just head up from here now. Yes, we will find the cave. Alright, nice. So this is Suglin Cave. Since we already solved the puzzle, and hopefully you did so too when you're watching this whole playthrough, we can just come up to this hole with the two cacti. Jump on in. Save again, just to, not have to retrack our steps. Do not go in that hole. And if we keep going up, we will hit this area, and then this area again. And yes, the Garchomp will still be active in this cave, so get ready for some skillful maneuvering unless you want to fight annoying as a Garchomp. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that got me. We shall run away. What? This is why we save. What in the world? I can't believe it. Alright, we'll put Togekiss here for the start. Wow, you have... running away counts as forfeiting the battle in there. I didn't even know forfeiting was a thing. What the fuck? That's actually quite annoying. Alright. Okay. It is possible to get through there, but man, that's a tight squeeze on that right side there. The other side is 2 Garchomp. Oh, anyway, while you're here, you want to just hug the right side, and you will eventually find this new world door here. With that, head on in. And you find yourselves in a new area. So, there are no new encounters except for one new Ultra Beast. So, I have to, you know, put on my magnetic lure and also turn off the rainbow scent. Okay. So we'll give it to Togekiss. And then we'll just shuffle around in the grass till we find a Buzzwole. I was perhaps thinking of maybe using a Buzzwole, but I realized that my Heracross is basically Buzzwole. Perhaps even better, so we won't be using it. Okay, so I think with the Beast Ball, it's a pretty guaranteed catch, so there you go. There we go. A new Ultra Beast to be added. Otherwise, you know, Buzzwole is a perfectly fine Pokemon. It's very good stats, in my opinion. I would definitely use it on my team, but I already have a Heracross trained up, so. Alright. So that, we have a new Ultra Beast in tow, so yeah, otherwise that's about it in terms of a new Pokemon to be worth concerned about. So, just turn this back on. And then give my Togekiss the King's Rock again. Alright, that 1 PP from Dazzling Gleam shouldn't be... Alright, so this is where Titania and Amaria have been. Same thing with Florinia as well. And I guess Julia too. I guess she wasn't in the nightclub. I didn't notice though. There's 2 paths on the left and right. Take either one. It doesn't really matter. You get to the same spot here at the top. So follow the ladder down, hop into the water, and then make your way to the door at the bottom. You can reach them, but they won't have any exceptional lines. They'll just repeat what they said. So anyway, you just head down the waterfall here, and you'll see this fun little island with a light shard. We are saving that light shard for later. So if you just interact with either or, you'll be thrust into a battle. So we are going to go with Amaria first, since that's what's listed here on the guide. So make sure you have your Pokemon in the right starting positions, excuse me. And I did not, thank God, that's why we check. Alright, so for me that would be Carbink and Drampa, so save. Save again. And then for my case, we will be battling Amaria first. Alright, so we are on the water surface field in double battle. So due to Tapu Bulu, the terrain will change. Amaria's team here consists of a lot of special attackers, so having special defensive Pokemon would be great. I decided to use Trick Room here, but you have fast Pokemon, that's good too. A good strategy is to let Celesteela around since it's not that particularly threatening. And changing the field can also be useful, but I am trying to avoid that. So, my strategy will consist of Trick Room, and then Ice Beaming the Tapu Bulu. So my Carbink, gets hit there, but that's fine. Celesteela likes to Leech Seed the other Pokemon. Grass, whatever. So here, I'm just going to choose to keep the Celesteela alive, because it's annoying, and just focus down the other side. Alright. So Drampa has great coverage here. This is where I send in my Ampharos, their Palkia, yeah, we Dragon Pulse it, and I don't want to use Draco Meteor just yet, so instead we will just simply Hyper Voice. Because it's a good stab, we'll hit both Pokemon. So not one shot the Palkia, but yeah, as you can see, the Celesteela is not particularly threatening. Up next we have Kyogre. This thing is a beast, both with its primal form especially. So we are going to Thunderbolt it and Energy Ball it. That's why you have Expert Belt, boost damage on top of the grassy terrain, which is great. It's so 9 of damage, so that's why we double focus it. Alright, up next is Volcanion. It puts down Roots, so it can't swap out, but it has a lot of staying power with the grassy terrain here, and the nutrients it's feeding off of. So, once again, we want to double focus it. I realize that Energy Ball might have not been the best move there, but it's okay. Alright, up next is Volcarona. This thing is slightly annoying. Okay, cool. So we're going to use Thunderbolt on it, because that's my best move. And also Hyper Voice, because that's also my best move against it. Ouch. Ouch. Okay, I'm gonna send in Togekiss. Should be slower than Volcarona still. With Trick Room up, Air Slash 2 should be a good effective move. Ouch. Alright. So with that, we'll actually send out Blaziken here, despite the water surface field disadvantage under normal circumstances. Oh, Flare Blitz. Okay. Against non-grounded Pokemon. So since Celesteela is flying type, it's not grounded. And since it's not grounded, my Flare Blitz will actually deal full damage. And then... oh, none of my moves are good against Celesteela, but we'll go with Air Slash to make it flinch maybe. Okay, well, no, this is fine, I guess. I still win now. Alright, with that, Amaria goes down pretty decently. Alright, so with that, we're gonna very quickly use this Light Shard that we have here. Alright, nice. So for this next field, I will be Mega Evolving my Lucario instead, so we're just gonna give it that. Excuse me. Alright, take off the Life Orb. Yep, keep the same Ampharos. Now then, Ampharos will not be nearly as useful, but it can still have some useful moves. So, we're going to give Ampharos the Expert Belt, excuse me. I was losing my words there. Oh wait, no, the Expert Belt is on my frickin' whatchamacallit, Drampa. Alright, we'll give Choice Spect instead. Ampharos is realistically only going to be using one move here, so there's that. Otherwise, for starting Pokemon, we will have Togekiss and Lucario as my starting Pokemon. And we'll quickly swim back over, save, and then take on Titania. Alright, so as for Titania, she is, or we are, in a cave field in double battle format. So, starting off here, we want to... Let's see, actually, what did I want to do here? We can go for a Nasty Plot and Togekiss, I think, and then Mega Evolve Lucario and one-shot the Yancy. So that Togekiss will hit me with Ancient Power. Doesn't give the boost, which is great. I got one Nasty Plot off, but I think I'm still slower than Marshadow, and it's going to do something really annoying. So we're going to go with Dazzling Gleam. I go with Meteor Mash or Bullet Punch the Togekiss? I think I Bullet Punch the Togekiss. That's just not enough damage. Okay. Alright, that is a bit of a shame. Alright, from here, I'm going to put in Carbink. I'm gonna Trick Room. I'm gonna Bullet Punch it again. Ouch. Alright, fantastic. Dialga comes out. Okay. We're gonna send an Ampharos here. Now there's two Pokemon here that are truly annoying. We're gonna try and focus the Marshadow down, although I need to use Focus Blast here on the Dialga, so we're gonna double split focus here, which isn't the best thing to do in a doubles, but okay, that's fine. Oh, it goes for you? Okay. Alright. Well, this is not looking good, I gotta admit. Okay. I don't want to use Draco Meteor yet, still. Hyper... Maybe I do have to. Just to take out this Marshadow, which is a big issue. Ooh, good damage. Yeah, out comes Groudon. It hasn't been out yet, so... Of course, the weather is nullified, I think. Oh, is it nullified? No, it came in after. But does it still work when it's in... I'm not actually sure. Okay, well, Groudon is very annoying because it's only weak to ground-type moves. My Blaziken does have Earthquake, but I can't exactly get it out right now, so... thankfully Regigigas is not that great because of its ability right now, so we're just gonna have to... It's gonna use Precipice Blades, so I think I just have to sack my Drampa here. We do have Trick Room going, but I don't think we have enough power. Maybe we just still go with Draco Meteor because that's my strongest move still. We're still stuck with Focus Blast on Ampharos, yes. Okay, well. Oh, that's good damage. Oh, wow, we're still in it to win it. We can just go Hyper Voice here. Struggle on my Ampharos. Okay, we can go Draco Meteor. We're gonna swap out Ampharos here because I don't want this Regigigas to get going. Okay, hasn't been 5 turns yet, so we also get to refresh my moves because Focus Blast ran out of PP because the Dialga has pressure, which makes me lose 2 PP every time I use a move instead of 1. Alright, there should be enough power here with both Dragon Pulse. Oh my goodness, Sacred Power really came into effect with the sleep. Okay, nice. Wow, Ampharos actually came in clutch when it's not evolved. Using a Dragon Pulse when it's not even, whatchamacallit, stab on it. Let's fucking go. It still has pretty good special attack actually. It's not that bad of a Pokemon, it's just really slow, so meant to Mega Evolve. Alright, nice. Okay, there is a relationship point here you can get, so just make sure you say yes. It is kind of obvious what she's referring to if you ever played any previous Pokemon games or just know of the lore between Groudon and Kyogre. Alright, so yeah, that's it for this quest for right now. Of course, we have to return back with a Rayquaza, which we will be catching later, which would not be that fun if you ask me. Alright, so we're going to escape rope out of here to get back to the nightclub. So, I don't think there'll be any new dialogue in the nightclub, but we can always just see. Maybe Julia's back in here. Alright, no, Julia's still down there. I highly doubt anyone has new dialogue regarding the events unfolding down there, so we will head over to the left, heal up our Pokemon, and then end the episode for today. So yeah, pretty short episode. Not for me though. I did actually prep quite a bit for this episode because these battles can be tough, but there will be more tough battles ahead, so don't worry. So yeah, I do have my work cut out for me still. Just looking here at the guide, the next quest seems like a real pain in the butt, but we will forge on. Alright, so hopefully this quest didn't give you too much trouble. Yeah, like I said, my teams are, very mismatched in terms of what I want to do, but I'm just I just have a lot of research available and can't plan out things ahead since I can just look at the guide. Alright, so anyway, that's it for this episode, so I will see you all later.